Got YouTube on right now? Oops. Hey, Nemo? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Hey, Nemo. Whoops. What's up?
I don't know
What's up,
what's up.
Nemo?
Why am I so high?
No, don't you move yourself, dude. I'll move you, okay? There you
Hey,
go.
how are you?
Oh, now you're short. Okay. Hi, I'm your host, Oraldo, for It's Tejano Time,
And I'm Nemo with Tejano USA.
and you're listening and watching Tejano Time. All right, Nemo. Hey, I heard you had a new job. You started a new job today or
Yeah,
yesterday?
yeah, no. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
and you retired from your old job.
I
That's
did.
good.
I was
So,
blessed enough to be able to retire.
so you're gonna get a nice chunk of change, or you're gonna put that in the whatchamacallit, the stock market.
Save it for a rainy day. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I get an annuity. I'm a teacher, so I when I retire, I get a paycheck for the rest of my life, and hopefully I live to 150, so I get that money. Maybe I
There
don't
you
know.
go.
Okay. Hey, we got a guest, but before we do that, we got to take care of some uh, house cleaning, I guess.
Some bullshit.
All right. Yeah. Okay. It's a gentleman's agreement, a lady's understanding. Tejano's helping Tejanos. We're gonna sign. We don't get paid. You know that. All we ask is you to sign up on YouTube, hit that bell, tell your friends. It doesn't cost you anything. We don't get paid, so but it helps us out and get more subscribers and stuff like that. So, but if you want to get a hold of us, Nemo, did you change your email yet?
Is that? Oh, yeah. I guess you just put it back on there.
What?
No.
Did you did you change your email yet?
No.
Okay. Well, if you need to get a hold of me, because you can't get a hold of Nemo because he never checks his email. So,
Yeah.
you, yeah.
You're good.
So it's buddy at ItsTejanoTime.com.
And
Oh,
I'm at
no.
that.
It's TejanoTime at gmail.com now.
See,
I
nobody's gonna
changed it.
remember that, man.
Okay.
You're gonna have to go back and scroll through the show, and
Okay.
it's too much,
Oh,
too
wow.
hassle.
Okay. It's not buddy at it's Time at gmail.com. It's Time at gmail.com. I got to fix that. I'm surprised I forgot to do that. I think I did it on the fly last time, but Uh, hey, someone's got their
Somebody got a feedback.
audio feedback. So I don't know if I. Okay, well, I guess we'll take care of our guest. Okay, and whoops, let's see where we got it. Right here. Oh, that's not our guest. All
Very
right.
professional.
All right, here we go.
You're
Our
embarrassing us,
guest.
man. You're embarrassing us.
Okay,
This is a very professional
I know.
artist. Oh wow.
Hey, it's me, Matty, from former Kick FM DJ. How's it going?
What's up, guys?
Nothing much. I'm glad you
What?
made it.
What are
Yeah.
you? Why are you looking mad? Are you mad at Orlando for talking to you like that?
Oh no, no. I mean, this man right here is a teacher, from what I know. So obviously,
From what you heard.
From what I heard.
that's how you got to talk to these kids. You know what I'm saying? And just what
That's true.
TikTok videos, they whoop his ass and then go viral. No, I'm just kidding.
I
Hey,
some,
remember
sometimes
when
I
you went
wish I could
viral?
kick their ass. Huh?
I mean, you've gone viral a few times, right? I remember one time was you were in the garage and your baby girl didn't have nothing to do, and you put on some Selena for her. What happened?
What?
Uh,
Oh, you're talking about Maori.
Maudi, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was. I think that was during COVID, and she was just bored. So I was working on some light equipment in the garage, and then I just started dancing, but I didn't think she was going to record me, and then it went viral. It
yeah,
was on Fox 4 and all these
yeah,
news,
yeah.
really all across the country, and it was pretty fun to do something with. Yeah,
That was cool. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, everybody's talking about how you don't know how to dance, and
yeah.
but no, it was all good.
Is that true that like DJs they don't know how to dance?
I mean, they got to have DJs have to have rhythm because that's how they. I think one of the easy transitions for me to be a DJ was I played drums in high school. You know,
Okay.
Oh yeah,
so it was easy for me to stay on beat. So uh, yeah, to say that I'm this terrific dancer, yeah, probably not. But I don't have two left feet. I
Okay.
can stay on.
and you
Well,
don't do alcohol, right?
No, not really. I think
Not
you
enough to make
never.
it go dance real good.
yeah, then that's you think you're dancing real good when you're
Yeah,
drinking alcohol.
yeah.
Well, it loosens you up a bit. I mean, I like to take a couple beers, get a little confidence, loosen myself up. You know.
He doesn't need beer to get him confident, man. He still thinks he's Ricky Martin. Ask him.
Yeah.
Ask him.
No, 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 no. I'm not Rick. Well, we have something that people call me Ricky Martin in a past life and
So,
stuff
do
like
you
that.
consider yourself a DJ, an MC? What do you consider yourself?
Uh,
Beside
I
legendary.
I mean, I'm just I guess when you're growing up, you get into a little bit of this. You uh, I think I'm very creative and artistic and the things that I like to do. So I get into a little bit of everything. Right now, it's normal, I guess, because we're in the information age with YouTube and you can practically learn anything. But I was thankful that I was surrounded by a lot of talented people that that was easy. I guess you could say at the beginning I got into DJing like on the broadcast radio side,
Yeah.
and then when I would when I would work at the clubs, hung around with a lot of legendary DJs that I learned a lot of stuff from. I think one of the first ones was DJ Felony. We actually started a mobile DJ service. He didn't know anything about Tejano, and I did. So I told him, I said, listen, I'll play the Tejano, you play the Latin freestyle and the hip hop. And that's kind of how my DJ career started, my mobile DJ side.
How
Uh,
how old were you when you started?
I think it
Like
was like
teenager?
17. Yeah,
Okay.
not 17 years old. So
So,
You're still
yeah,
doing that also?
yeah, I still do. I kind of retired after the club business. Uh, my kids went to college, away to make money.
I think you need to talk up a little bit louder because
Yeah.
you keep cutting off.
So yeah, I found a way to I was my kids started going to college, so I was looking for ways of making extra money
Yeah.
besides daytime. So um, I still had a lot of the people from back in the day that knew me, so they were like, "Hey, you do quinceañeras, you do weddings," and at that point, I was always sending the jobs to Big Baby,
Yeah.
Mike Martinez.
Rest in
So
peace.
so then we had like an overflow of people because the people that used to go to the clubs back in those days, they were youngsters. They got older, they started having kids. Some of
Like,
them started getting married. So
right.
uh, I didn't want to leave money on the table, so I was like, go ahead and get into this. And I mean, it's not going to be like the club thing, so it's going to be more of a family thing. So
Yeah.
I've ever since. You know, it's better than staying home watching Netflix.
Yeah.
Is
And
it?
you
Is
get
it better
paid.
than
Well,
Netflix and chill?
I
Yeah,
imagine you. I remember I did one. You know, I had a video show back in the day, of course, and I did one wedding with just a video camera. I got paid like $250. All I did is tape it, gave them the cassette after they gave me the cash or the check, and that was it, like that. And so now it's probably a lot more. I mean, do you do? Uh,
Yeah.
I don't.
But you don't understand, Mauri, he had a following, and his following
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
just your typical person. Man. He's like, they were ghetto famous and ghetto fabulous, and they could spend the money. You know what I mean?
right,
And that's what I think. A lot of times, that's where you started, and then you just blew up. You just blew up. I
right.
mean, because from there, you did Kano in, but you were also doing like these clubs, and they were filling up, and so how did that go? I mean,
I think in the beginning, I was just trying to get in, and I started working at K&O a volunteer basis. It was kind of like the old Coming to America movie. First I'm doing the fries, later cash register. That's pretty much what it was. I think everybody started out in community radio, volunteer, where you would pick up the phone and then can I take your dedication? And then it was dedication time. Then that was my time to shine.
Yeah,
who was the main person, the main DJ you were backing up?
Back in those days, and you had
the grumpy old man. You remember them?
yeah, that was even before
No,
time.
yeah, that's before that.
Oh,
You're talking about uh, man. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. Jim Evans. Back in those days, you
So he
had
was on Kano in with you?
yeah, but he was on at night. He was
No,
on
but so who were you taking the dedications for, answering the phones for?
at that time for Steady Freddie Martinez.
Steady Freddy. Okay,
okay.
all right.
That's before I got into Tejano.
Velasquez, Ruben R. Ramirez, those guys. Talking about we're talking about 88, 89
Yeah.
And,
time ago. So at that time, I was like, well, cool. Then I started working with Simon Diamond, in Dallas.
yeah.
Uh, then I just kind of like we had some disagreement on at that time. I was coming in for 1 hour and he would do the last 2 hours, and then he would tell me, "Don't put people live on the radio." And I was like, "Well, you put people live on the radio." I said, "Do as I say."
That's my thing.
So I said, "Listen, man, I'm really trying to get into the radio thing, but I think you're contradicting yourself. So pick one. I can't work with you, man. I mean, we're cool, but I was younger. I should have just said, okay, boss. But at
No,
that,
you did the right move. Look at you. I mean, look at
yeah,
you. You did the
I
right move.
I stopped working there, and then after that, I started working at Haverty's. So good job, right? Then at that
Pays
time,
the bills.
I got my first TV show called the Brown and Proud Show. That was like in the early '90s. So that was like on the old school A&B channel on the cable access channel.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
very nice. I
I
didn't know that.
started like that too.
Yeah. So I was doing that, and then eventually,
What was your show about? Was it Tejano or
No,
yeah, a little bit of everything, trending music, hip hop, freestyle, Tejano, whatever we were listening to in those days. That's pretty much what we covered.
okay? When did Hermana Chansi come around?
She came around that time when I had the radio show on KNON. Eventually, I went back to KNON,
Okay.
and, and that's when I brought out those characters.
Okay.
was she your
Couple of,
first character?
yeah, I think so. I think I had a couple. I think Doctor Love and uh, Anachan Popo was the first.
Popo, yeah, Popo, yeah,
Yep,
Popo, and then
Lowrider, Ledbetter.
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, we had Pancho on like last year, like back in I think was it late for spring or something like that, and we asked him about what happened to Kick FM. What on from your advantage point, what do you think happened, or why did it go the
Your
way it did?
perspective.
Yeah, from your
Yeah,
perspective.
think I think, in my opinion, is just you before this was owned by the Rodriguez family, the whole company. the Rodriguez family, it's really like an American success story. They started out with on Radio Variedades,
Um,
Guess,
AM.
Globiel,
Mhm.
old school radio. I mean, I'm first generation, so I was one of those little kids that would go to these 16 de septiembre concerts
Yeah.
with me, and it was radio DJs up on stage. Sí, señores, all that stuff. And then eventually, those mom and pop companies, they pretty much, got eaten up by the big conglomerate corporations,
Yeah.
like like, and that's who bought us out at
Who
that point.
bought you out?
I believe it was HBC, or I think no, I think when that happened, I think it was Univision.
Oh, Univision bought
Mm.
Univision. So at that point, it was just though. I mean, not my understanding. The way it works is, you got you don't have a mom and pop that owns it. They're not. They don't have any. They don't have loyalty and this thing that they have invested in for years and years. You know what I'm saying? It's not really
you.
about the money, it's more about the passion and the invested time they have with the community. This is more of a money thing, you
Yeah.
know.
Right.
So you got Univision coming in, like, you know what? We don't really care about the how music. We just care about what's going to sell, you know.
Yeah.
And they wanted to they wanted to present themselves as the media company that pretty much covers the whole Latino market. So at that point in time, Entravision came in the picture, and they were trying to take over Univision. So Entravision is a California-based company, a radio group as well.
Y'all were
And they,
still Kick FM at the time.
yeah, we were still Kick FM at that time. So on HBC, Univision, whoever owned it at that time, they had they had Stereo Latino, which was regional Mexican. They had Amor, which was
Oh
romantic,
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
80s, 90s, local. And then, of course, you had the talk show uh, guests, which AM was Deportes, and they pretty much covered everything. But there's one radio station that Intervision came into, and they called it Cumbiazo, and they played nothing but cumbia 24/7.
Yeah.
Pretty much shattered the ratings and took a big piece of the pie that Univision was dominating. So the general manager and the big wigs of Univision said, "We got to do something. What the heck are we going to do?" Well, we got a pretty good signal with Kick FM. They're doing
Right.
okay, but they're going to be the ones that are going to have to pay the price. Because
Well, I
they,
remember Punch. I remember Punch was saying that Kick FM was like the cash cow. It was bringing in a lot of the money and stuff like that.
But
But they were
that's what he
just
just said. I mean, said that
it,
Kick FM had a great signal.
right. But I think he said that Kick FM had to get sacrificed. But why sacrifice a cash cow?
I really don't think, in my opinion, it was a cash cow.
Oh,
I
you didn't
think
think so?
I don't think it was making, because I think Tejano was already in decline. Unfortunately.
But what years was that? Do you think it started going
I mean,
in?
same thing. Everybody says it's right after Selena, but I think really, there's anybody that was really smart with Selena, because she was already looking into crossover.
Right.
There's nobody really doing anything. You go all the way back to the '80s. Was they pretty much, you know they were the standard. And David Ligarza came in. They brought a whole new influx of singers from that tree. You had Ram, you had Emilio, you had all this talent.
Right.
But other than that, you didn't have a sound. The horns weren't really kicking in.
Right.
Like the old big horn era of Little Joe
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
most.
I wasn't a big fan of the big horns and stuff like that. I came in when Selena, a couple years before Selena died,
Mhm.
and so I started Tejano Time in '96, the year after she died, and I thought it was huge. I think
I think the
after
market was still strong then.
yeah, I think it got. I hate to say this, but I think it got stronger after she
I
died
think
because
it probably gave it a little bump. But
yeah,
I mean, Maui would know because he had a Tejano club at the time, and he could see the numbers, right, for the most part.
I think one of the biggest problems with the housing, in my uh, I do a lot of marketing business, and if I look at Tejano, I think the first mistake that we did as Tejanos is that we made it territorial. You know, uh,
oh really?
late years when I got let go from the radio station when they turned it into cumbia to go up against that radio station that was playing nothing but cumbia. 6 months later, I started working at Entravision, the company that pretty much was the reason why they fired me. Uh, that's when they started the whole reggaeton thing. So when you look at the music of reggaeton, you're talking about in that time it was just a new explosion of music like Daddy Yankee and uh, they didn't. Music originated. You can say that it's traced back to Panama with El General or Puerto Rico, but they didn't call it Puerto Rican music. They
Right,
didn't.
right.
They call it reggaeton.
Right.
So when you hear that, by nature, we Latinos were very territorial. So whenever you see some dude from California and they say Tejano, they're like Tejas, oh man, it's Califas. You know what I'm saying? So you're already alienating yourself
Yeah.
by
Right.
only for Texas.
What do you think a good name would have been for our music?
I think I would go back 20 years before that. I would call it Onda.
Onda.
On the,
I would call it Onda.
Even though
I
it
would
would
call
turn more country and stuff, you said would have called it Onda.
it would be more universal. You know what I'm saying? I think that when they call it Texas, the other thing that rest in peace, Simon Diamond. But man, him and Alfredo Hinojosa, and I used to work with these guys back in La Bamba days. Um, they were ruthless. They were just thinking about themselves. They were not thinking about where is Tejano going to be. They did a lot with Tejano. At the same time, they damaged them. Not just them, but a lot of group of promoters messed up Tejano. The reason for that is, case in point, we are having our grand opening at Zaps. I contact Nemo and I says, Nemo, we need Tejano USA. We need this.
In the house.
We want
Plug.
the page. Let's go. Got David Lee got us out on the first night. Simon the Diamond, my brother, Jose at the Tejano Rodeo, not even 10 minutes away. They say, fine. We got Emilio Navaira. It's
Free.
free night, and it's
oh yeah, I remember those days.
all. Yeah, so it's like, okay. So what did that do to us? That was the Achilles heel to the Tejano music industry. Not just those guys, but everybody else in Texas was doing the same thing. Uh, Now that's the reason why you got some of these Tejanos that go to a club and they're like, "What? $5 for a beer? No, no, no. When is special?" You know,
Yeah.
we pretty much
Sad.
spoiled.
It's sad.
We messed up the market, and those guys messed up the market. If I was Emilio back in those days, I'd say like, "Oh, hold on a second. Okay, so why is it free? Why is it free? Why isn't there a marketing manager, a publicist saying, okay, why is this free?
All right.
You're cheaping you're cheaping our market. You're
Yeah.
my
My brand. Yeah.
you're pretty much just you know breaking our legs on it. So now every other time that Emilio comes, everybody else is like, well, why am I going to go see Emilio when he's going to be free at a concert anytime by now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happened, and it didn't help that Emilio was primarily only touring in Texas. You know, so how many times is he going to come back? Let's say that Emilio was going to California, he was going all the way to Florida, even New York, then it would be okay. It wouldn't be so bad. But the
Right.
fact
Yeah.
that so many times that it was only shooting ourselves in the foot. Not only was Dallas doing that, but San Antonio was doing that. Austin was doing that. Houston was doing that. It was just like,
The
instead of
Valley.
guys, we love the Huddle music. There is an unwritten rule. We cannot charge $1 for beer to kill each other. And at the end, we can just say, this is the going price. and at the end, we're all going to make money.
Yeah.
You know, do you tell me if you go to those Mil Uno, you go to any Mexican club out there,
All right.
you
Those
tell
are
me
putting down hundreds.
dollars, yeah, for
Yeah.
the you're going to pay $50 to $75 to get in.
Yeah.
You're $10 for a beer, and they will gladly pay it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They will gladly pay it. But us, don't really much money.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got
It's,
Yeah.
me.
it's, it's so true.
I
I mean,
think
that's just our market.
I think Bobby learned from the mistakes of the past because I think from what I heard about Bobby Pulido say, he didn't come to DFW but no more than like twice a year, so he doesn't oversaturate it. So when he comes, it's gonna be packed with Bobby Pulido fans and stuff like that. And he goes to Mexico and all these other places. So he's kind of got it down to
Yeah.
where he brings like premium money.
Well, I think he was very smart. I think the pedigree was already
Yeah.
because he learned from his father. His father said, "Listen, make sure that the royalties are right. You make
Yeah.
sure you ownership of Enséñame a olvidarte, pediré." All of these songs that every time you hear it, he's getting paid. So he
Yeah.
has that ability, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just like anything. A lot of people were in those times where the money was coming in one pocket and it was coming out the other, but they weren't thinking about 20 years later, you
Oh
know?
yeah. Well, I don't know if you remember, but I used to help Tejano's Fondo Music. We there's one of the. I don't know if you could see it. Let's
He'll
see,
plug. He'll plug.
like that one
He
right
just
there
he's
from
that
Marine
Friday
Park.
night quarterback that just can't let it go, man.
Oh no. When I first got with them, I think it was before I started the show. We were booking. The prices of the bands were pretty moderate, but after Selena died, everybody was kicking it up like an extra $5,000, $10,000. And I remember Indocable one time he said they wanted like $20,000, but they said we'll play at 3 o'clock. And we're going, what do you say? If we're paying you $20,000, you're gonna be a headliner. But they wanted to play like at 2 or 3 o'clock so they could run to Oklahoma or some other place and pick up another gig at night. And like I said, no. So, but we were kind of lucky because Benny Keith they would sponsor us, and like they also sponsor bands. So I remember one time they threw in La Tropa F as a headliner and stuff like that. So
Yeah. I mean, I believe me, there was nothing in this world that I would love more for Tejano to make the turnaround. You know, I mean, at me as a father, and my kids don't know they don't know Spanish, but they're like, "Hey, heard that new song from Peso Pluma?" I'm like, you don't even know Spanish, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's like, do you even know the
doesn't
lyrics?
stop me.
Yeah. Oh,
So
my middle child's that way. He doesn't know very much Spanish, but he knows Peso Pluma. He knows Frontera. You know, he knows those up and coming bands right now.
yeah, I just think that uh, if I'm looking at it from a market standpoint, um, this is what Tejano. If 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 I had the means and I had, you know, and anyone out there that would be interested in, uh, unfortunately, Tejano now is a couple of guys that worked at Lockheed Martin, and you know they used to go to Gomez Palladium and High Hole back in those days, and now they're
Yeah.
like 50 something years old, and they're 60 or something. They're about to retire with Nemo, and they're like, you know what? Tejano band. Let's call ourselves Grupo Amigo. And these guys, 60 years old, they're
Yeah.
all, and then they said, hey, you know, let's get Dad in the band too, and then Dad's playing the bajo. And then they put a big old poster, Grupo Amigo. And then their granddaughter's like, what's your grandfather doing? Oh, he's in a Tejano band called Grupo Amigo. That's what people look at Tejano. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
kind of kills for the
But
youngsters.
turn this around on you. What if we would to have a big talent surge? We would find the best singer. Let's say we find somebody with a Joe Lopez, Jay Perez voice that's 20 years old,
Well,
and have the next Sombra 2024. These are all young kids, and they buy into this. And they're saying, "Hey, you're not going to be corridos or peso pluma, but you're going to be a tejano, and this is what you're going to play." And I would guarantee you anything with a nice production video, with a great song, with a great voice, and a great look. That's all you need. That video would go viral, and that would be the biggest. thing to Hits and Selena. You
So,
know,
what do you think of Grupo Frontera? Do you consider it
Look,
Tejano?
great. I mean, that's pretty much back in the days. You know, what I'm saying the only thing with Frontera is that they did it on the cumbia side. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? I think that it's cool, but they're smart businessmen. They're playing for everyone, and I
right,
think that's what we have to be. I just don't. I think that unfortunately there is some people that even back in those days, they would get into Tejano like a stepping stool to get into the crossover market.
Oh wow. Okay,
mm,
I can see that.
It was like, and I love Tejanos. This is the way I start out, but this is my springboard to get to Monterrey. You know,
mm,
I think one of the only guys that really kept it real was Emilio, that was able to do both. You know, they got a lot of people into it. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions for people is that Tejano's dead because we have no stations, there's no more KFN. There's no, it, the fact is that's a lie because it's you have even more of an
You cut out.
even
you're
need.
cutting out a bit.
I say you don't need a radio station to uh, come out and present yourself. You know, because the biggest misconception that I was talking about, that Tejano's dead because there's no Tejano radio station. That's a lie, because now you have the opportunity
You have
to.
internet.
Doing a stream.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not the
there's
same.
bands that have kicked off their career with Spotify.
Yeah,
So
Like the Hana bands though. Well, you were saying somebody that had he was young and had a good appearance and stuff. Like the guy, Mike and Iconics had original whenever they opened back up as Mike and the Iconics. They had a young singer. He was like
yeah.
23 or
He
something.
was really good. I
And
forgot his name though.
yeah, and he actually quit because of his girlfriend.
His
And so
girlfriend. I was
yeah,
going, you stupid.
I mean,
He's
and
like
he had a great
21.
voice. He had a great voice. So, yeah.
well,
Yeah.
look at it like this. I mean, let's take a page from Jimmy. Okay, this man, great vision, was in the regional market industry for many years. Most of the musicians were coming from Mexico, right? But a lot of those kids grew up with idolizing Los Tucanes, regional Mexican music.
Right.
You're talking about Los Tigrillos and uh, Los Originales, which would be more or less of that corrido market, And this guy right here pretty much saw a couple of the kids have a different style. So they invented this style, and it's called corrido tumbado. You know what I'm saying?
Who's that? Who is that? You broke up.
Tumbado, that's pretty much your Nathaniel Cano, Los Codiciales,
No.
and then Fuerza Regida. Fuerza Regida is from San Bernardino, California.
And they're like part of Grupo Firme or not?
Grupo Firme, Grupo Firme is they're from Sinaloa,
Okay.
but Sinaloa is really close to the border of Los Angeles. Well, my mom is from Sinaloa. I got family in Sinaloa, so
Oh
so
yeah.
most of my
She's not from West Side.
no. But my point is this: is that this gentleman that you're speaking of, he might have the looks, but the other part that you're missing is a new fusion of music.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
producer is going to find that new fusion of music? Look at the evolvement of the Tejano music. We went from the horns to the keyboards of Pio
Right.
Treviño, and then we went to the
Great.
squeeze box of Pete
Yeah.
from Rio. Where is the next way that we can evolve the Tejano music? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Where is that going to be? Singing a country song but in Spanish? Is it going to be adding, I don't know, electric guitar, or is it going to add? I mean,
I think they should have gone on like the market like Fiera de Ojinaga, that sax kind of sound.
yeah,
I think they could have gone that route real easy. It could have transitioned that way.
it could, but then this is the other part that's also really bad, is that what I remember when I was working at the clubs and I would play I would play some Tiranos del Norte, which they're from Monterrey, but they loved the Tejano music. They wanted to be like Tejano, so they had a little style of Tejano. And then you would have some Tejanos that would come up and say, "Hey man, they playing that wetback music." So it's like, wait a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you have to do Tejano, but then it can't be too Mexican.
You
You know?
Yeah.
can't use derogatory terms on our show, man.
Well, yeah, I'm
Uh,
happened. So
You could have said
so
WB or something.
I think time has changed. You know what I'm saying? The time,
yeah.
and I think that like I said, my kids, I think they want to be more Mexican than I ever was, because I think back then it was tougher growing up because we dealt with more, with more of that because there was not that many of us.
Right.
So
So, were your parents born in the States, or were like
oh,
what?
they were, yeah.
Okay.
California, right?
At the beginning, she didn't like the Hana music. Thought it was solos, you know.
Yeah. Like
Then
both my parents were born in Mexico, and
okay,
so well, I'm like sort of first generation. It's kind of weird because my dad was born in Mexico, but he was a U.S. citizen when he was born in Mexico because my grandfather got naturalized. So I don't know if I'm first or
Wait,
second generation.
how can he be born in Mexico? Oh, because he
My,
got
my grandfather
his
was a
papers.
U.S. Councilman, and he was stationed in Mexico.
So because
And
it was on a government U.S. government
no,
property.
it's because my grandfather was naturalized an American. Once you're American citizen, all your kids are American citizens, no matter where
So
they're
if
born.
you have kids in Mexico, they're not Mexican
If my
citizens.
daughter was born in Mexico, because like that, she'd still be an American citizen.
Is that
Because
right?
I
So he over here, if you're born from Mexican,
that's what an anchor baby's called. You got an anchor baby. If a Mexican comes here and their baby's born here,
uh
then that kid's a U.S. citizen. But
right,
same goes back here.
it
If a
doesn't.
U.S. citizen, now a U.S. citizen, like my daughter, could possibly have dual citizenship,
Hmm.
like that. But back in the day, you couldn't. You had to pick one or the other,
Hmm.
like that. So,
It's good to know.
were you born in Texas or were you born in California?
no, I was born here in Dallas, Texas.
How many
Okay.
brothers and sisters do you have?
I have one brother, two sisters,
How many kids you got? Because I
4,
saw you got four. I
five,
think you got
five,
five. Okay,
five.
I saw in your Facebook group you have a daughter just graduated UNT, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
And how old is your oldest?
He is 29, 30.
Okay,
He,
okay,
I just turned 30.
okay. Yeah, yeah. And his name is Luis
Christian.
or
Yeah,
Christian.
Christian is the youngest boy.
Oh, Christian.
Okay. And they all love Tejano music?
Who is it? They all love that.
Oh,
Are they
okay.
are they in the same business as you are? Like I know your kid was there whenever y'all did the reunion of what was she, the DMX reunion, right?
Yeah, yeah, they
Yeah,
were there. I mean, they were kids, watching it on TV, and they're like, okay, well, let's go see what Dad was all about back in those days.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have one daughter that she just graduated from UNT, and then she's in marketing right now, but she has a degree in theater, so she wants to go to California and live her
Oh,
Hollywood dream. So
wow, dude. God
we're
bless her.
praying for best for her,
Yeah. I was gonna
you know.
say, is she part working for you and your? I think you have a marketing agency also.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then, but she's working for a realtor company.
Okay.
So what happened to Casa? What happened to Casa? It just seemed to be going really strong, and then all of a sudden, was there a
Yeah,
lot of internal shit that we didn't know about?
I mean, Casa was it was
What's
cool.
Casa?
Casa
Casa,
106.7, I think,
Oh,
right?
radio station.
Uh,
Okay.
I mean, it was good at that time. I think the same thing. It's owned by a big company. Uh, you know, uh, at that time it was cool because that's when reggaeton first came out, and I was a part of that, so it was great. Um, I was actually doing the morning show, and we were like doing really, really well. That's probably the best ratings I've ever had in my life working there, and it was great to be there in the top 10 of the morning shows. And then there was another group of people. One of the big things that came up was education. So there was this company from California. So we pretty much got out, and they brought somebody else in. And then after that,
Oh,
months
did
later,
somebody brought somebody else in to take your place?
yeah, to take my place.
Was
So
it
then
another comedian?
it was another like morning show, type of deal. They wanted to go more Spanish. They had let go of the program director, and we had we're Chicanos, so we like
Spanglish.
Frankie, we like Frankie J, we like Baby Bash, we like Amanda Perez, and then we also like Daddy Yankee of the reggaeton music. And they had the philosophy of saying, we're not going to speak any English, we're going to speak nothing but Spanish, and we're going to play nothing but reggaeton music. So that was the difference there. And unfortunately, I was let go with my team. They brought somebody else in. It was nothing but Spanish, and I think 6 months later they flipped the format, and now since then it's La Ranchera, like oldies Spanish. Hermino
So
Oviedo.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So what was the story with the Chilango character? I thought that was one of the reasons.
Oh, that Chilango. That was just a Chilango, a character that I made. But
But if I
no, that's
understand, they didn't like it. No, they didn't have an issue with that.
no,
Okay.
no. I some people that some of the other guys from the other radio stations, they were like, "Hey man, you're making fun of us." I was like, "You guys make fun of everybody. I can't make fun of you guys."
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
I I have a question. Okay.
yeah.
Did you happen to watch our Flo Hernandez show a few weeks ago?
I didn't get a chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I okay.
It's not like people are really
You
looking
need
at our
to
show.
check it out and check out the
We have
Flo
two
Hernandez.
people viewing our show right now. Come on.
Yes.
How's he
And wait a
gonna
second.
How's he gonna look at our show?
Wait a second. And he's going to do a podcast. And I had said, you know who I think would be a real good, because he's from Dallas, Flo Hernandez.
So okay, let me
And, and wait, wait, wait,
hang on.
wait,
Yeah,
wait,
let me
wait,
just
wait,
let me
wait.
just before you say that.
You're going to ruin my question.
No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know you. I mean, he wasn't here for you or for Flo or for anybody that. For him, Flo's just a comedian. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Oh, you're talking about me.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, yes. I did. Okay, and I said, you know what? If you're going to do a podcast, I would. There's a guy from DFW. Oh, those. I thought you were putting cigarettes in your ears.
No, no, no. Just
Okay.
okay.
He wants
Oh,
to be
wait.
here.
Sorry about
He wants to
that.
be sure and hear this part.
Okay. You
Go
moved
ahead.
your camera, dude. Okay, wait a second. Okay, stay there. Wait, don't do anything. Don't just sit back. Sit back.
Just sit back,
Sit back, and I'll crop
reach
you
between
in.
your
Okay?
legs, ease the seat back.
I'll fix you. Okay, there you go, like that. I'm editing the show. Okay, so we had Flo Hernandez here, and I said, and he wanted to do a podcast, and I was going, you know what? There's this guy, Mean Mauri, and I think he would be awesome for you. And then as a partner, because I remember back in the day, around Chantes and all that, and I didn't realize you had a relationship with him before. You guys had a
Y'all
you're
work
doing
together.
you worked together
Oh
before.
yeah. Okay, I thought you were saying like we were relatives or something.
No, no, no,
No,
no. Like that.
Yeah, no, he would hang out with us at the radio station a couple of times.
Okay.
But
Which radio station?
Casa.
The Casa.
106 there.
So,
Okay.
but he got on the show, right? Pretty much.
He wasn't he would just show up to hang out, you know what I'm saying? It was not like he was
Part of the show.
he
A
was not
regular.
employed by Lieberman Broadcasting. No.
Okay. Oh, so he's
Okay.
okay. All right, cool. He's part of your. If you ever have a chance to watch that show, and 17 minutes into it, he starts ripping
Barbosa.
Barbosa. He started ripping Barbosa.
I
And
forgot
he
his
said-
first name.
He said that is it Ralph?
Is it Ralph Barbosa? Yeah.
Yeah, he
Ralph Barbosa.
he said that he used to help him out. He used to bring him on shows, and did all this for him, and
He's
then
making fun of his aunt.
yeah, his dad would ask him, hey, can you take Mijito on
Yeah,
and help him out? And he would say, yeah, 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 yeah. And then all of a sudden,
he's got
Ralphie wouldn't return his calls. He
he
didn't return
blew
his
up.
calls, and he blew up, whatever. And then he wouldn't return his call, and he just ripped into him, man, big time.
It was funny.
It was hilarious. If you have a chance, look at the show. Uh, Flo Hernandez, and he
Yeah.
just and then there at the very end, that's whatever he asked about you and
Yeah,
stuff.
because he was telling us about a podcast he's going to start. He's going to start with this other guy that was on the Joe Lopez show. I can't remember. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
It was his
Okay.
brother-in-law, right? Brother-in-law. That's Joe- on the-
Well, on the show is probably his brother-in-law or
yeah,
something like
so,
that,
on the show.
or worker or something. I can't remember
Yeah, I
what
can't remember his name.
his character was,
Yeah.
but he's touring with them right now. So
So
like that.
I haven't heard from Flo in a while, but he's a very funny guy. You
Yeah.
know, I love his the paletero, the paleta man character. You know, so he's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of the times, I can't say anything about Ralph Barbosa. You know what I'm saying? But
what do you think of his
a
comedy?
lot of the comedians, like I remember picking up George Lopez from his hotel, Freddie Diaz. A lot of those comedians back in the day, I used to pick him up and then take him to the comedy show. And then after that, I never heard from him. They would even go to the club with me, and hang out. George Lopez would hang out at the club. And
Yeah.
then, of course, when you call them later, they're in Hollywood. This guy's on the George Lopez show. They don't
Who are
return your
you?
call, just like a girlfriend waiting by the window.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
what do you think about Ralph Barbosa, his comedy style?
I don't like it.
What was that?
What do you think about Ralph's comedy style?
Yeah, I think it's great, man. I'm sorry I had to move this camera because I'm getting. Let me fix this real quick, guys.
All
Yeah,
right.
I know that my man over here having a heart attack. What are you doing, man? Okay.
That's okay. At least I can hear you a lot better now.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, I don't know
you have
what.
some cobwebs
For
up
some
there, dude.
reason or other, the
Yeah, you got some
okay.
cobwebs in the
So
ceiling over there.
no, so what I was saying is that Rob Barbosa, I like his style uh, because it's different. He doesn't have like that explosive
Yeah, you're right.
George Lopez, type of comedy.
Right.
He has his own style. It's like
Definitely.
one liner. He's very clever and very
Yeah.
quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my kids love that.
Yeah.
I mean, but of course, we're used to George Lopez. He's like very explosive. He starts
Uh-huh.
doing all these voices and whatnot. So I like both, but I think if you're talking about Latinos, like Latino comedians, I still think George Lopez is the GOAT.
Yeah, overall, I
Yeah.
think so too. I mean, he's good for him. Congratulations, it's badass that he's blown up Dallas and No Cliff and stuff. I think that's great. And we're old school, I think, and we like that kind of comedy because we grew up with it. We grew up with George Lopez. This stuff is kind of new to me. I love his little, TikToks or little reels that he has. 3-minute clips, 4-minute clips. I think they're hilarious. AF. But
Yeah.
when it comes to a whole concert, like we did on Kimball or Jimmy or whoever he was on, I thought he had too much awkward silence there, man. I did.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
I personally like Paulo Rodriguez better than Joe Lopez. I mean, I know Joe Lopez, but God, I forgot his name, Lopez. But I really didn't care for Ralph Barbosa's comedy because
It's
to me
just
it seems like he's always high and stuff, and I don't
yeah,
like that kind of comedy.
yeah. Again, we're old school. We're
Yeah.
the older generation.
Yeah,
We
but
don't count anymore.
I go to a lot of comedy shows. Like I've been to Fluffy's concert twice. I went to Paulo Rodriguez comedy this past. Was it? No, it was a year ago, in September.
Did you ever
So
see Mauri on stage?
What was
Mauri,
that?
His comedy show? Did you ever see Mauri's comedy show?
you had a comedy show?
I'm gonna fix this once and for all. Give me a second. I don't know what happened here. Here we go.
Is that
Yeah.
your router?
I don't know why this thing is okay. Here we
What are you
go.
trying to fix? Your audio or what?
Yeah, it's hard for me to hear you guys for some reason.
I don't know.
Oh, so you're just shaking your head and not even listening to
Uh,
us?
Okay. I don't know what you're
yeah,
trying to do.
it might be the cervical compression or the flex capacitor.
Yeah. That's why I ask our guests to show up at 6:30
Oh
so
wow,
we can
that's a shade, some shade
so we
there.
can
Yeah,
go
I mean
through all these.
everything was fine at the beginning, but for some reason
No, it really
now
wasn't fine
it's
either.
It
like I
really
can't
wasn't
hear it
that
that
fine.
well.
Your audio is sucked almost for the whole show.
I do not know what's going on.
Yeah.
We can
Okay,
hear you
here we
real
go.
good right now.
Yeah, we can. I can
Okay.
hear you
Can you
well.
hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. It was the speaker.
Did you
Okay,
not charge your
so
earpods? Okay, there you go.
no, no, I'm okay. Your question again, Nemo. I apologize.
I have blinked since then.
He asked if I saw your stand up before, and I
And
go,
I was asking you, yeah, about your comedy specials.
I, I
About whose comedy special?
Yours.
you
I
have
don't have a
comedy
comedy.
special?
No, no, not necessarily on TV, but just whenever you did your comedy routine, stand-up routines.
Oh, I mean, I did this. We did this thing called the Me Mauri Comedy Jam. We posted at Improv. I think I did it for like a couple of minutes, and then that was it. I was just like, all right, this is. I'm not writing any more stuff. It was just a couple of knock jokes, and that was it. But it was just messing with the crowd, thanking the crowd, and talking about the comedians.
That stuff is not easy to do.
You were just a host, though, right? For the most part, you're the
Yeah, it is.
MC.
Yeah, yeah. It's just it's scary. I mean, I think that if I really do apply myself to it, I probably something much from something. You know, nah, that's a lot of work. I think nowadays, seeing people getting attacked on stage is probably
Yeah,
enough for me. you know,
yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
um,
Were you there whenever
you don't want to get
Mencia
canceled.
got in a fight there at the Improv? Were you there?
yeah, yeah. It was
Macias got
actually
in a
one of the
fight.
Yeah, yeah. He
yeah,
told somebody to kick somebody's ass or something, and then the
yeah,
guy got up and they started fighting.
yeah. It was not good. I mean, he was over the top. Fortunately, that happened to him. Joe Rogan on stage.
Yeah,
That was not cool.
I
Yeah,
think that got out
he's
of
been struggling
hand.
ever since. Yeah.
Wait. You were at the event where Macias and Joe Rogan got after each other?
No,
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 Oh,
but he saw it like everybody else.
oh, okay. I thought you were there. I was going, what?
no. I wasn't there.
I would have
But
liked to have been there.
So we're 52 minutes into the show. We got some little bit of
Okay,
chat.
wait.
Oh
I
wait,
got a couple questions. Okay, now, do you talk to Pancho every once in a while?
yeah.
Okay,
when
and
was the last time you talked to Pacho?
Oh man, it's. I mean, I don't not once in a while, but it's probably been a year. I think I'm gonna get
Yeah.
on this show soon because we're promoting this event called Spring Love.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to talk about that too.
And we're gonna invite like all three of y'all back on. Like closer to the date, maybe y'all could come back on.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd
Yeah,
be
Okay,
great.
in
all three of you.
April. Okay,
April.
I'll
Yeah.
have to.
So
It's at the Curtis Carwell Center in Garland, Saturday, April 13th at 5:30. Not a lot of Tejano on that show.
do you have
Yeah.
any? Ray Reyna, who do you have?
Oh, you do have some Tejano.
No, I actually don't. But
Don't.
it's.
Yeah.
I think if we do want to do some, we just got to be.
Okay,
Break
you're
it up.
cutting out. You're cutting out. I couldn't hear any of that.
So we're dealing. If we're gonna do Tejano, we got to plan it very well. Remember that
Yeah.
that
Well, just
is they either has to be somebody like Bobby Boy that they all-
wow. That's a big ticket item.
yeah, yeah, but I feel that uh, I feel that we are very successful, hardworking people. That we have the money, know how to save a good amount to take my wife, take my best friend. Whoever, and let's enjoy ourselves to a very good night. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And I
Yeah.
know that that's pretty much what we're doing. That's why we're doing it. Colwell Center
Okay.
because state of the art state club.
Are you gonna have a dance floor there? Probably.
Uh, Pretty much a concert setting.
Okay, because
That's,
uh, I w- I don't know if you know I'm a college teacher and I teach
There
for
you go.
Dallas College, but no, we have our graduations every year in that at that place.
yeah.
So it's pretty big, and I was going, oh wow, where are you gonna have the dance floor? If you know, I mean, I like to dance wherever I go. So,
No, I
but
mean, there's no doubt. Uh, that not,
okay,
uh,
You're cutting
I don't
out.
think
we
we're
can't hear
ever.
you.
I said I don't think we're ever going to see it. Um,
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to see that.
I think that's gone.
I think
Yeah.
I think people are more vibing. You,
Okay,
Do,
we
yeah,
can't. You're cutting
yeah.
off way too
Do you
much.
have a poster there nearby? Poster?
I don't. No, I think I do, but I can send it to you guys. I'm
No, no,
gonna.
no,
I
no.
think
I was gonna say, well, just put it in front of your camera so we can see. Because I would say, like, tell me who's on there, but you keep cutting out. So just try and
I don't know.
say who's your main artist.
well, the main artist is a gentleman that has been here in 15 years. His name is Stevie B.
Stevie
Okay.
B.
You have also Baby Bash. You got Frankie J. You have MD Riders. You have a young lady by the name of Raquel, who is a Latin freestyle artist from the East Coast, and then you have Amanda Perez, who is also an R&B Latina artist from the East Coast as well. And then you have Lighter Shade of Brown, a
Okay.
little old school there. Then you have Raheem the Dream, a little bit of that good booty music, you
So
know.
you have a good
Hey,
different flow there.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's all
Oh,
not all just like old school Latin hip hop. It's
okay.
Yeah.
I have a question about that. These are all track artists. They have a track and they sing to it, right? They don't have a band or.
Stevie B is gonna go with a live band.
Okay.
Yeah.
How come Stevie B sounds familiar?
go because he
Stevie
was big.
B.
He's like
Stevie
Elvis
B.
Crespo back in the day.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to figure out. There's a guy that plays at Tejano West, no, New West, and I was, but
Yeah, that's Stevie D and
not
the All
Stevie D.
Stars or something. Yeah, that Tejano
No.
artist.
It's not Stevie D, but it's some guy B. I can't
Oh,
Yeah,
remember.
Joby,
Oh, Joe B. That's right. That's
yeah.
what I was thinking
That's
no
about.
relation. Hey,
Okay,
let's get to your chat.
okay. Well, I was gonna ask because I never got to talking about the poncho part because
Oh,
okay, let me talk about the poncho part. Poncho, I don't know if you remember Medico Pettis. He was my camera guy back in the day, and he takes photos for Poncho when he for the concerts he puts on and stuff. He was telling me that Poncho and a couple other people were trying to do a North Texas Tejano museum or archives and stuff like that. Have you ever heard of anything about that, or be interested in doing stuff like that?
I wouldn't mind helping out in any way I can, but I no, I haven't heard it. No.
Okay. This is like about 2 or 3 years ago. I heard a little bit
Yeah.
about it. So,
was that
Yeah, I
it?
haven't
Was that
heard
the main
anything.
question that was bothering
well, I
you?
was thinking, he might, because you would definitely be in it. I was shocked when he said, "Buddy, we'd like you for to be." I said, "What, me?" I was going, "Well, if you have me, you're definitely going to have Nemo and stuff like that."
Yeah.
And I would say,
Yeah.
definitely you too.
Mauri's been in there longer than I have.
I know. I said definitely me, Mowdy too.
Yeah.
You know, like that. But that was one of them. What was the other? Sorry, we already talked about that, Florence. Tell us one interesting story about a Tejano artist that would get us in trouble.
Oh,
Neva's always looking for drama. Okay, let's hear something.
yeah. Man, there is a lot of artists. Uh, I guess way back in those days, we were booking the bands for we were booking the bands for
Simon the Diamond or
No, for Zap's
Kick.
nightclub. That's when we
Oh,
were
okay.
bringing La Tropa F. Um, and then one time, the drummer from the Hometown Boys, uh, they went in there and they served them papers for child support. So that was about that was about it. Really, that was really the only drama. The
What?
rest of the
What?
stuff,
La Tropa F
no,
gave.
the Hometown. Yeah, I was just saying that we were booking a lot of bands around that time. There's a lot of stories, but um, I don't, I can't really say, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
'Cause,
hear you because I got a few too.
So,
yeah,
oh lordy! And on the whipping
I think.
contest, you ever get a fine for nudity or anything like that?
no, 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 nothing like that. That was something I did for a while. I think it was just kind of like it was not something I wanted to do because at that time Alan had left the club. So Luis, the owner, said, "All right, you're gonna have to do it." I'm like, "Man, my mom is gonna whoop my ass if I get on stage and I'm over here around, and how am I gonna explain it to my girlfriend?" So it was uh, it was rough. Somebody had to do it, and
Yeah.
me and Nemo had to do it. He had to go up on stage. Do it.
Hey, I mean, you've always been real careful about that, right? Not to put yourself in those kind of positions. And you said because you promised your mom one time or something that
Well,
you wouldn't do the
I,
drugs, you wouldn't do like.
yeah, my mom. The reason I say this, she's from Sinaloa, is because you know, uh, in Sinaloa is the business over there is
Cartel.
the soil the soil is so rich that the business is marijuana at that around those times. So I remember my mom telling me that my uncles got into that business, and I remember when I was a kid, I went to go visit my uncle in prison, and he was there because he was actually working for one of the guys you see on the Narco show,
Nice.
eh, which is Rafael Caro Quintero,
Okay.
and so he was actually working for that guy. So one of the one, so and they in those times they were just they were like migrant, they were workers, not migrant workers. In Mexico, they were workers, they were farmers,
Right. Migrant
and all
workers.
they knew was like for some reason this plant was very very popular. So the gringos wanted it. So that was a way for them to make money. So they didn't know it was illegal. They were just like, okay. But then later, when they got older, some of the uncles got into that business, and my mom's like, you know what? We don't want anything to do with this. I'm gonna move away from here. So that's one of the reasons why she moved to the states.
Yeah.
And then one of the things she told me when I was a kid, me and my brother, she said, you need to pray and get on your knees in front of La Virgen de Guadalupe and swear to La Virgen that you will never do drugs.
Wow.
So,
Wow. That's
so it
powerful,
was just,
man.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
That's powerful.
I have a similar story in my family. I used to have an uncle who was head of DEA for Mexico and Central America.
So you busted his uncle?
No, well, no, but he found a relative of ours that was dipping into that, and he said, "If you don't stop, I'm going to send my boys over there like that." And then I remember another one that there was a couple stories I had, but I remember one time that they in order to stop some family members, they had to dig up holes on the what's that the that plane runway like that, so they couldn't start delivering or and stuff like that. And uh, my I can't remember. I had two uncles that like one was okay, whatever. But they had to dig holes so they would stop them from
But did you
pursuing
pray
their.
to the Virgen? That's what I want to know.
No, I
Okay.
didn't. This is
Then it still doesn't even come
cousins
close to the
and
story. Hey,
stuff
let's
like
get
that.
with the chat so we can wrap it
Okay,
up.
all right, we'll wrap it up. Let's see. Hey, Sam. We haven't had Sam for a long
Wow,
time.
Sam was
What's
one
up,
of our
guy?
original
Yeah, he's one of our
P1s, and
original guys. Okay. I think his dad was.
he
Hopefully,
was
his dad.
autistic. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's up? Been a while. Hope you. I'm glad to have you back, Sam. Hey. Luis, what's up, Mean Mauri? Hey, does Luis know you? Do you know?
Man, there's a lot of Luises I know.
You have no
My son's
idea
name
what
is
kind.
Luis.
He's got like.
Okay,
Are you at 2 million? I'm following yet. How many followers do you have?
No,
2 million.
no,
He's up there, man.
no.
Hey, share some of the followers, though, dude. Luis says, "Hey, Oraldo and Nemo, what's how cold is it? It's like it was like
It's
12
crazy
or 10
cold.
degrees. I think it's as cold as I've ever had it here.
It's crazy cold.
It's
Yeah,
very cold. Yeah.
yeah. I'm glad the
Tomorrow's supposed to be better.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I have work tomorrow now. Just found out before the show that my daughter has school. I said, thank God. I don't know what I would do. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Bobby's from California, so I'm sure he's got good weather. Hello. Uh, I agree with Maddie concerning artists using Tejano as a stepping stone. You could tell that their heart isn't in it. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Which artists do you think? What, that, who are a couple
Maybe
that you?
Frontera.
Oh, Frontera is probably
Maybe.
used Tejano as a stepping stone.
Yeah, I think it was more of the artist when Tejano was still going, when it was still hot,
Yeah.
like really hot, where
Like
they
La
were just
Mafia,
using.
probably.
To, I
Would
mean,
you?
La Mafia. I think La Mafia had already did what they needed to do, and they just after a while they did fewer rancheras and more cumbias.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which I mean, in a way, you can't blame them. I mean, if you're
That's
saying, hey,
what the
if
market
the
was
record
asking for.
company is saying invest so much money into your videos, so much money, you're gonna have tours all across the world. I mean, what are you gonna say? No, no, I'm faithful to Tejano and I'm
Mhm.
loyal to
Yeah.
Tejano, and that's it.
Yeah. To
I
me,
think I think what they should have. Pardon me.
yeah, I was never a big La Mafia fan. I mean, to me, most of their songs sound the same, and I like their videos because I had a video show back in the day. Hey, you know what? I was gonna say when we have you back, I'll ask you more about some of your internet stuff that you were trying to do. Let's talk. Let's see. Next is oh, I know that we got TDK. I need to get some new batteries for my hearing aid.
Yeah.
I guess we were having audio issues almost throughout the. You know what? Your audio is good now. I don't know
Yeah.
what happened. And let's see,
GDK's
TDK.
he's always a
Yeah.
comedian. He always throws little shots in there about
Yes,
how much we suck.
Ricky is a
And
great start.
he's
He's the
calling him
one that
Ricky
always
Martin because
reminds
he
me of
always thinks
Ricky
he's Ricky
Martin.
Martin.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay.
And that's 100% sarcasm. By the
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
it is. No, but truly, I showed my college ID and all stuff like that. I said, "Hey, Lawrence, Q, Q, Cubo." My father's interested. Man, my Spanish sucks. I say, "Hey, Lawrence, glad to see." You." But it's already past Nemo's bedtime, so we're gonna have to get loose. Hey, but we're gonna have you want to? Did you want to book? Who are the other guys that you wanted to have on to promote the
Caesar
show?
Well,
and Oliver,
Oliver,
or
yeah,
right
Okay,
for the most
so it'll
part.
be
That's your three people.
yeah.
okay. So I haven't booked anybody in for April, so
We could do it in March, so they give him some room. I
no,
don't
I
know.
haven't booked it. I could book him now.
Okay.
So if which do
Well, I'm
you
sure
want to
he's got to
do?
get with the other people.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He's not like their.
Yeah,
So
I
we
think
have our
I
show
think
on Tuesdays. So I
yeah,
don't
around
know.
the time it's fine.
Okay, the week of, or you want 2 weeks
Yeah,
before? The week of.
2 or 3 weeks before. Yeah,
Okay, so 2 weeks
yeah.
before I'll book you. All right, I'll text you the date. Okay, so you make sure it's good with everybody, or if
I'll
it's
let
only
them
two
know
of
that.
you, yeah, it's only two of you.
Yeah,
Okay,
So
three.
Lawrence just shouted out, and he has a pretty big following on his shows. He
okay.
and he just said, "What pass on?
Uh,
He could play it on his show too."
he's got
Good.
two podcasts, one on Monday and one on Thursday, and
Good.
so I'll I'll pass. Is it okay if I give him your number?
Sure. Sure.
Okay. All right.
You know
So
that.
Lawrence,
Yeah.
I'll pass that info to you.
I need to talk to whoever's in charge of advertising, man. That's who I need to talk to. I mean,
Of
the Tejano USA. Get tired
course. Of
of
course.
Yeah.
you're
Always.
shouting out to Panic, talk about you need Fort Worth. I said,
Um,
what the? Like, all right,
I
all right,
I
all right,
Nemo, come
we're good.
We're talking about we're talking about DJ.
we good. I ain't worried about
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it.
So
At least anymore. Good.
okay.
come on.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you for April, and thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, well,
And
listen,
hopefully we get the
yeah,
audio situation set before.
yeah. No, it's gonna be next time I come in here, I'll be prepared at least way earlier than today.
Is
Okay.
that your room? Is that your office? What is that?
It's like a living room.
That's the living room, yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you guys, man. You guys,
Well,
you
thank
guys have a
you.
great show, and I appreciate it. I'm gonna make sure I look at the archives and
Okay.
see what Flo
Yeah,
said about
Watch the Flo
you know.
Hernandez show.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
check that show out. You check
Yeah.
everything else out. That's
Oh,
Hey,
check
that's
them all
hilarious
out.
show.
that's-
That's
Oh,
a hilarious show.
and check out the old videos if you go to the main feed. And I have
This is a busy man. This is a busy man.
No,
We're gonna be lucky if he checks out the Flow show.
okay, you know
No,
what? I will send you
You
at
have
least
no
one of
idea
the
how busy.
shows that you were on
Okay.
on there. Okay,
okay,
so you
sounds
can
good.
say yes, you were on the show. Okay,
Got it.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's a lot easier setting up the link.
Okay,
versus
I'll send it
having
to
to
you.
look for it.
Okay.
Yeah, send him
I
the Flow.
appreciate you guys, man.
Hey,
God
thank you.
bless. Take care.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you, Mauricio.
Bye bye.
All right.
Take care. Andale.
All right. Hey, it was nice catching up with him. I hadn't seen him in like decades,
I
like
just
20
hate
years.
that the audio wasn't there, man.
Yeah,
It
too
just
bad.
sucks.
This time it wasn't my fault.
Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't.
All right, and I had to do some corrective cropping and stuff like that. But hopefully, like I said, I always take notes, and so there were a couple other things I wanted to talk about. But
Yeah.
it'll wait for in April. Okay.
Okay,
I don't know
yeah.
who these other guys that you're talking about are, but looking forward to meeting them. Okay. Stay warm. I hope you enjoy your new job. Become successful. I was going to say enjoy your retirement, but you decided to get another job.
Yeah. Well, you have to.
You have
Hey,
to.
real quick, shout out to Oliver. Oliver just chimed in.
Oh, Oliver?
We're gonna have on the show.
Okay. Oliver, great show, Nemo. Hey, what about Buddy?
Yeah.
Or Ricky?
So, you can be honest with him.
Okay, I don't know Oliver, but hey, so he's going to come on the show with the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oliver's one of the partners that's putting that show on together. So
Okay. Well, looking
Badass.
forward to meeting you, Oliver. Okay. I like your name because it starts with O. Oraldo Oliver. Okay.
one's Oraldo, one's Oliver. Like one's like
It starts with a
white
O.
AF, and one's Oraldo, Mexican. Like,
Oraldo.
not even
Okay.
the same.
All right. I'm your host, Oraldo, for It's Tejano Time.
And I'm Nemo with Tejano USA.
And you've been listening and watching Tejano Time. All right. See you next week. All right. We actually have another DJ coming on the show next week. All right. So, and I'm still
Taz?
trying to. What? Yeah,
The Taz?
DJ Taz. And
Nice.
so I have some questions about DJing for him too. And so, and I'm still searching for more artists. I want to book all the way till just before March, because I'm going to plan to talk to people during fanfare. So, hey, by the way, Vegas.
Okay, let's go.
Vegas.
In broadcast.
Vegas. Okay, Vegas.
I'm sick, man. I gotta go.
Well, Vegas is in July.
Right.
You'll be fine then. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later and broadcast. See you later.